everyone, how's everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I am doing great. I am so excited. I have created a new template, and this is one of the book that I made using it. So that video series will be coming up. So I just wanted to show you that, show you the book. Yes, it's fat. We'll talk about that in a minute. But for right now, let me show you the template, and let me show you the ephemera pack that I used, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. Okay, so I have my template over here, and then over here I have my guide. You'll still get the guide, as always, to help you to know what each page is and how to use the pages. But there is going to be a huge difference once you see the template itself. When I first created this template, I did it the way that I had done all my previous templates. And but then I got to thinking, I have a Brother Scan and Cut machine, right? And I've had it for probably 6 months. So I was like, you know what? I really want to start using this more. I want to not take so much time cutting out and all that kind of stuff. I want this machine to do it. That's the whole purpose of getting this machine, was so that I can cut my templates out faster, right? So, and I think it was because I had not done it before, is because you know, I wasn't that familiar with it. I had not played with it a lot. I, you know, just used it just to cut out tags or, you know, just little things like that. So I really started playing with it, and I feel a lot more comfortable with it now. So I felt confident enough to create my templates using the file that it needs in order to cut. Now, what the file is for this template is a SVG file. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, because, you know, I'm not familiar with Cricut, I'm not familiar with Silhouettes, I don't have those machines. I have the Scan and Cut. But I believe all those machines, all the cutting machines, or most of the cutting machines, use a SVG file, or can use a SVG file. In the Brother one, sometimes I could just plug it in and it would read the SVG file correctly, but then sometimes it would not. So you have to, if that's the case, then you need to use the software that comes with your machine. In my case, it's the Brothers Canvas Workspace. And you just import the SVG file into your software for your machine, and then you convert that file to the machine's file that it can actually read. And in the Brothers case, it's the FCM file. Now again, I'm not familiar with all the other cutting machines. They could be the same. I'm not quite sure. So that's just the extra steps that you have to take, is that, but it's so less time consuming than printing out, cutting again, because, you know, when you make it like the way that I made my templates before, you know, you have to cut it out, and then you have to put it onto the thing. I mean, it's just so time consuming. I mean, it would take hours to do that. Where in this case, it probably took me 30 minutes altogether to convert, and then to go through my guide to my album. And what I'm talking about is, so you have the guide, and you will notice that in the guide the pictures will look like my previous, how I did my previous templates, right? Because I did do them that way first, and then I was like, I'm tired of cutting out. I don't want to do that anymore. So I changed gears, and also another reason why is the software that I can use. I've been using it a lot, a ton, and I am so really familiar with it now that gave me the confidence also to make my SVG files. So that was another thing, that I had been playing with it for probably a couple of weeks, almost every day, and so I was like, I can make these SVG files. I'm pretty confident now that I can do that. And so that was another reason why I changed gears, right? Because I was going to release it the way that I'd always done. But then again, I just switched gears. I mean, I was completed. It was finished. It was ready to go. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to cut by hand anymore. Nope, not going to do it. So switch to the SVG files. So that's why you may, and like I said, this was all ready to go. So that's why it will look a little different, just a little. And what I'm talking about, so here is the templates themselves. Of course, that page looks the same, right? But then when you get to this page, I mean, it's sort of, kind of, but of course, this is done by a program. It's not done by hand like this was. So it's going to be more crisp, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But what I do is I just went, and this took me probably 15 minutes to do. So it probably took 15 minutes to convert all the SVG files to the FCM files. And then it took about 15 minutes for me to go through my guide and put over here, just like how I would do anyway, the way I used to do my templates, and just write down what everything is and put the page number. I still highly suggest that you print out your book, but you have to do, that's another thing. This took probably 5 minutes to print out because you do have to go individual pages. And this does have 31 pages in it. So I individually had to go and print out. But that's another good thing. If you don't have a cutting machine, you can still do this. You would just print them out. When you click on the SVG file, it becomes a Explorer file. And then you just right click on it and say print picture, and it prints this out. And so you can still use this if you don't have a cutting machine. So it's best of both worlds, right? If you don't have a cutting machine, you can still use it. If you do have one, then you can use it. The only thing is, when it prints out, it's a little bit smaller than what the original size is with the cutting machines. So just be aware of that. So for instance, if you print out all of your stuff, or if you cut out all your stuff with your cutting machine, then don't think you can go back and go, oh, I just need this one little thing. I mean, why you would do that by hand, I don't know, but you know, it would be the wrong size. So, but anyway, so they're basically the same. They may, I mean, it looks just a tad bit different, but not too much. I mean, I think I did okay. Again, this was done by hand, and this was done by a program, you know, with a program, with a software. So, but what I wanted to show you that is really totally different is the pockets. Here, I actually went ahead and cut out, let me get the page I actually cut out. I just cut it out. It's this page right here. Page 10. Here, I'm going to move this out of the way. So page 10 is the pocket base page if you want to go landscape, right? And then this is just a pocket. That's half of the the page. Sorry, but let me show you. Okay, so here it is right here in the guide. So I'm going to try to bring it really up. So as in the guide, or how my previous templates were, there was always a solid line so you knew where to score it. But as you can see with the SVG file, you won't have those lines anymore. Those are gone. So, so then when you print out, it prints out like this. But there is enough right here where you can go, okay, that's where I need to score it. But even if you're a little confused, just butt it up and it should be 1/2 inch. So it's right here, 1/2 inch. And then there is your pocket for, or the score line for that side. Now again, this side's going to be a little different, but you're still going to just score it at 1/2 inch on all sides. Right? And so, and then there is your pocket. So there's your pocket. Boop. Okay, so let's say that you want to make this into a flip and you want it to flip this way. What you do is you just cut it off. Like right now, I would take my trimmer. Oh, let me reach for it. And I would take it off. Again, I'm not super familiar. I'm familiar enough where I feel confident that I can make templates, but I just looked and I do not believe there's any way that you can make it go away while it's in your machine. But it's no big deal just to cut off these tabs, right? So I'm super excited, and that one did not cut very well. Here, well, do it this way, Gina. I'll get it there in a minute. There we go. That's better. So now I have my flip. Easy peasy, right? Same thing for this guy right here. Or before you score it, if you want, you can go ahead and cut off, because here's where this pocket will be scored, right? So you could cut them off then if you want, or you can wait till you score it, your preference. But again, it's a 1/2 inch, so we just need to score it in 1/2 inch. But on these, I mean, it's pretty, you can pretty tell where you're supposed to score these. And then there we go. So let's say I want it. And the reason I left the tabs on is in case you want to make them into flips, you know? Or if you want to make them go different ways. All right. So, and now we just score it, bend it, whatever you want to call it. And then there is our pocket. There's that pocket. Cute. Ink it. It's ready to go. So cute, right? So, that is how the pockets work and all that kind of good stuff. Let's see. Again, like this pocket is a diagonal pocket, so you would score there and score there. Easy peasy. Again, kind of tells you where you need to score it. So I'm super excited about this. And not only that, you know, like when you get ready to mat, you can just put your paper in there and let it cut it for itself. It's just going to save so much time, and we're going to be able to create way more albums than we ever did before. So I'm super duper excited about this new template that I've done, where the SVG file is available. And again, you still can do this by hand if you want. It's just going to be a tad bit smaller. Like for instance, here's what it's originally supposed to look like. And as you can see, you know, like from here to here is how long it's supposed to be. So, you know, it's a pretty good inch, probably 1.5 inches off. But if you're consistent, you just have a smaller album than what I originally created. And this album is for 5x7. I wanted to make it a little bit bigger. I love the smaller albums, but to be honest, I was kind of getting tired of doing smaller albums. So I wanted to do the 5x7s. I wanted to change it up and do a little different. This album, this template will allow you to do landscape and portrait all in one. I've made sure that, like, this is for the landscape, right? And then we have one that is for the portrait. Like here's your base page for the portrait. And then here's your base page for the landscape, right? If you want it to be fancy. Here's your base page for the portrait, right? If you want it to go like that. So, these are all available in this template. And so they don't have a background. You know, why have a background when you don't need it for the scan and cut. So, but I did include the cover, because I love this cover. I love these colors. I thought it looked Serenity, Serental-like. but I do include that in the album or in the guide so that, you know, you can have it to use it for whatever way you want to use it. So that is the template in the guide. I think I've gone over everything that I wanted to go over with this part. So now I'm going to show you the ephemera and the paper packs that I used to create this cutie pie little album. Okay, so I just wanted to show what ephemera set that I used. I created this ephemera set for school. So you get 6 pages. You'll have some tabs. You'll have little, you know, embellishing, little journal cards. And you'll have banners. You have little tags, just more journaling cards, more tags. You'll have banners that you can use. And then these are the smaller journaling cards. And these are the tickets, and then the smaller tickets. And then you have your tags and more banners. So those are what I used, and the ephemera for the embellishing and such. And then here's my paper pack that I created. You get 60 papers. I can never dwindle down anything, but it didn't overdo the file that I could put up on Etsy, so I figured I'll give you them all that I created and let you decide which ones you want to use, right? So they're divided into the different colors. So we have blue, but you know, there are some, like the ABC one, they all come in the 6 colors: blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and purple. And you'll get the stripes too, and then you'll get the, trying to show you this one, just the miscellaneous or multiple school things on there. And each has polka dots as well, and each also has their own just solid color and the diamonds. So they basically have the same things in them, but here's the blue, and then here's your green, and then here's the orange. I love the orange. I'm beginning to really like orange. And then here's the purple, but you can never go wrong with purple. And then this one is the miscellaneous, but it's called Rainbow. But like there's diagonals there that has ABC 1, 2, 3 on it. And then you have some plaids. And then you have the grid paper with ABC and cats on it. And then you just have diagonals and horizontals and little stars and another plaid. So I think that turned out cute. And then you've got your reds, which has an added polka dot with the blue in it. And then you have yellows, which has an added one with purple in it as well. As you can tell, purple is my favorite color. So those are the paper packs. So this is separate on my Etsy store. And then you have my ephemera that's on my Etsy store. And then you have the album. Now, we will be using this template for the rest of the year. I'm not anticipating creating another template until next year probably, because I have a lot of ideas that I wanted to use, and this is why I made this album the way that I made it, because I want to use it for different albums for each month. So this album is pretty much for the rest of August and September, because it's school related. And then we'll do one in October, then we'll do something different in November. And I don't think I'll be making an album in December, because it's going to be my 12 days of Craftmas, right, that I did last year. I really enjoyed doing that, so I'm doing that again this year. I did want to mention, now that I knew there was something else I wanted to mention in here about the template. You will still, if you're using chipboard, if you're using something that your cutting machine will not cut, like your cover pages and your spines, these are cover pages, your spines, you will need to, you know, cut out a template out of your machine to use on your chipboard or whatever. So I just wanted to go over that. I don't think the Scan and Cut can cut chipboard. I really don't. I don't know how it would even stick on there. So, but it could maybe do cereal boxes, but don't quote me on that because I don't know that either. I'm not willing to take that chance. I will just use it to cut out the template and then do that part by hand. So that's no biggie. All right. So I think that is totally it. So now let's do the fun part. Let's flip through this album and let me show you all what I made. And then the next videos will be me creating the album with you. All right, y'all. So let's flip through the album. Okay, so let's really dive into this book. So it is a little chunky. That was not my plan. If you watched my videos, when you get to the very last video, you'll see what happened. But as usual, I over-embellished, even though I kept saying, I'm keeping it simple, y'all. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it simple. I don't want it to get too fat. And what happens? It got too fat anyway. But what can you do? It is what it is. So, again, I've used my template, the SVG template, first time ever using that. So it was a huge, 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 huge learning curve to use an SVG file in creating an album for me. But I loved it, loved it. So we have my ephemera as well that I used. And this is also my paper line. Everything I made myself in this book. So I'm really happy, I'm excited, I'm proud, all that good stuff. So the first page, this is 10 pages, 5 on one side, 5 on the other. I wanted it to be that way because I do want it to be a school book, and usually schools last for 10 months. So every month will have a page. In my head, that's where I was going with this. So, and every page has a flip, you know, and like, you know, see, I can't help my embellishing. That's my problem. But we all have, you know, there's inserts in every page. There's inserts inside every page. So, and it's kind of flips like this. And then we have, you know, used charms. And we have belly bands. And we have tags that I created. And again, I didn't poke holes in the tags because I wanted it to, no, Jack. Oh, yeah. Because I wanted it, you know, I wanted it all to fit. So, so we have belly band here. Now, some I did leave. This actually is a pocket that is a fake pocket because it's not here. It's actually here. And then I put a tag in there. And we have an insert. Again, this is my paper line that I created. And then here we have the belly bands that I love to do where you tie them. I like that design. And we have more inserts, flips, more ephemera, more inserts. I mean, every page basically has an insert. Quit, Jack, please stop. And then, let's see, let's do, okay, and so on this side, you know, we have cute little banner, brad, we have inserts, we have cute little insert with my little ephemera. Isn't that cute? I love the due date. And it's a double-sided. And we have over here another of my ephemera pack. And this is the background, free background you get on my Facebook group. That is. And then over here we have another little charm and a little flip. And then we have the coin that you can get for free from a Facebook group. And on this, what I did is each page, I did the same page on each side and I kind of mirrored it. And then over here we have a belly band, and then we have the insert for that. Over here. Then here we have a cute little apple charm. And then for my ephemera set, this is my paper line. And we have another insert here. We have our little doors that I love. And then we have 2 little tags. These are the tags. And then over here we have a belly band. And again, this is that fake pocket. So inside here, from my ephemera pack, and then from my paper line, I can just fit right down in there. And then we have another insert. And then over here we have again the belly band, the tied belly band with the insert there. And here we have another insert with a cute little half pocket. And then over here, look how cute. I wish I would have thought about using the due date here, but I think it's cute either way. And then again we have, well here, let's see, yeah, I was here. So we have the belly band here. We have an insert. We have another insert with a tag from the ephemera. Just a little paper clip. Then we have the coin here. Again, free from my Facebook group. And I did put a magnet on here so that he kind of stays up in the air. And then over here we have the belly band, another little insert. And this insert. And then we have tags from my ephemera that I thick embossed. And again from my ephemera in my paper pack. And over here, again from my insert, an insert. And this is also from the free from Facebook, and then my tag. I can go right in there. And that just fits right in there. And in this insert, I added like a little loop on it. Let's see, it goes in there. And then a cute little insert right there. And then we have our belly band, and then the 2 inserts, and then the other insert, and then the last page with the last insert. So, and if this had been a normal, I probably would have put a pocket here, but I didn't want a chance that it wouldn't close properly, which it didn't anyway. So, well, it is kind of weird to close it, but you kind of do it like when you're shuffling a deck of cards. Kind of let one page fall over another. And if I had to do it over again, I probably would not put the charms on there, you know, and all that other good stuff that I did. But it's so cute though, and I just can't help it. So, and then on the front, I just put little tickets from my ephemera set, and this is from my ephemera set. And it did have, Jack pulled it out, but I created that as well. When I went to the scrapbooking expo, they had a class that I took, and I did a video on it, but that was so cool. So that's something different that they did there. So And it ended up having to be a little tight because my plan was to use this. Sorry, hold on just a second. Sorry, Bella was getting into the window. Oops, sorry, Jack, didn't mean to sit on you. But my plan was I had a piece of chipboard and I was going to mat it, and then I was going to put this on here, and this was going to be my closure. I was going to glue this and then put a magnet over here for it to work. But, you know, because I can't stop with the embellishing, it got too convoluted. So we can't do that. But it's cute nonetheless. I like it nonetheless. Nonetheless. So that is the little book. I think it turned out really, really cute. I really am digging it. Okay. Sorry about that. But like I said, this is my last template that I'm probably going to make for the year. So any of my other albums, that I'm going to make, I will be using this template on. I really do like it. I loved it. It took me a minute to get used to using the SVG, using my scan and cut and all of that. But in the end, I really, really, really did enjoy it. It did make it, I don't know if it made it faster, to be honest. But in the end, it probably did, you know, because you can cut out a few things all at one time. You know, you just leave it in the machine and you just keep cutting what you need to cut. So, but as far as like building it and visualizing what you want the page to look, it was a little bit different than what I had done before. So it took me a minute, but in the end, I think it turned out really super cute. Just a little fat, but hey, that's okay. It's sweet anyway. So that is my album. I'm so excited. I am so excited that the template is done and that it is going to be available on my Etsy store. And because y'all are so awesome, I'm gonna actually have a coupon code for 40% off of anything in my Etsy store that you would like, and that code will be down here. So, and it's good until Sunday. The what is Sunday? I don't even know the date on Sunday. Then the 12th. So it's good through Sunday. So the coupon code is. So 40% off anything in my Etsy store. So yay, I'm so excited. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified for every time that I post a video. All right, y'all. Y'all be good to one another, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.